So I'm Shaun Pegler, partner at Randall Payne. I jointly head up the accounting services team. At Randall Payne, we can do everything from a startup business to businesses turning over 100 plus million. We've got our inheritance tax specialists, trust specialists, R&D specialists, admin, business advisory, coaching, you name it, we can do it. My role is predominantly around just overseeing the team of about 20 staff within that accounts department. And I've got my portfolio of clients, Dan, one of them. And also I kind of head up the leads on prospects, which is something I love. I love getting to know people before they even become a client. What's the goals? What's success look like to them for their work at home? And getting all of that as an understanding to start with just sets the relationship off in the right direction. I know where we're trying to get you to, and then we can help.
Hello, I'm Dan from EDEMO Bikes, and I am Managing Director of this company. We're based in Nailsworth, and we sell reasonable electric bikes.
Lovely to meet you both. So how do you know each other there?
So we met about 4 years ago, about December 2020, during lockdown. I was working from a garden table up in the attic. I think Dan was looking for a new accountant, found us on a search, and we set up a meeting then.
Do you remember that time, Dan?
Yeah, we were with an accountant before, and we were struggling to get all the information that we needed. So we'd done a search for a few different accountants that are out there. We found Randall Payne, found Shaun, sat down for a Teams type meeting. And from then onwards, it's been fantastic.
So what were you looking from Shaun then?
So we needed somebody, a safe pair of hands, somebody who was going to know everything about the accounts in the background. I'm really into selling the bikes, knowing the details of the bikes, but when it comes to the paperwork and all the boring stuff behind, I needed somebody who really was going to get hold of it and make sure that I was going to be kept out of trouble.
But all that boring stuff is important stuff, isn't it?
It's extremely important. It's the things that we love. So we can take on all the compliance, all the day-to-day things, the boring things that Dan mentions, other things where customers are chased for payment, suppliers are paid, things don't get put on stop, make sure the VAT return submitted in time, staff are being paid, all the things that you don't enjoy doing. You want to sell the bikes, ride the bikes. We can take care of all the day-to-day things for you.
So Dan, from starting your business, you've been through some quite difficult times, Brexit, the pandemic. How have you navigated those times?
Yeah, so we started in sort of 17, 18, and there was a big change that we didn't see coming. So in my head, I was going to go and start this company that I'd go out riding bikes, take people, they'd probably just buy one or two of them. Then COVID came along. And all of a sudden, we all thought, this was the end. We were all going to stop. We were not going to sell anything. But as a bike business, actually, it ramped up incredibly quickly. So we found that we were selling an awful lot of bikes all of a sudden. It was fantastic, but it also came with massive problems because we also had things like Brexit. So we had problems. We had to work about how we're going to get the bikes in, how we were going to pay the VAT and how that was all going to be rearranged. So it was a bit of a headache. So whilst the sales were good, it was a headache that I really wasn't expecting.
So Shaun, how did you help Dan through this turbulent time?
So we've got a VAT expert, Rob Case, who's a partner at the firm. So he came over and had a chat with Dan and the team just around the import VAT, postponement VAT, and how to get that sorted. As Dan's on zero, for us, it was really good to have a look at how invoices were being raised, deposits being raised, and make sure that the VAT was being paid on time, but not too early. So we kind of looked at maximising the cash flow, making sure the systems and processes were as they needed to be, and just make things smoother, really.
And what else have you brought to Dan's company?
So there's been a number of things we've actually done. I think we spotted an employment allowance claim hadn't gone through. It's quite an easy thing to miss. We see a lot of clients do miss this, prospects that come to us. So that was a quick win, quick bit of cash flow into the bag. We helped with a valuation for the company. So I think Dan was looking at how to make the business get the loyalty from the staff, really. So we did a valuation. We started looking at share schemes. So there's a couple of extra bits we've done alongside personal tax returns, the corporate tax return, the annual compliance accounts. And we're always on hand to have a look at zero. We check in every now and then, just monitor things and just have that conversation, just pick up the phone. The best thing is just the communication. It's normally 10 minutes of fun and a few minutes of work.
So it's peace of mind for you, isn't it? Safe pair of hands. The bottom line is it's saving you money.
Yeah, I think one of the first things that we noticed when we brought Shaun and his team in to look at some of the PAYE stuff that we were looking at, there was an immediate saving of thousands of pounds. They implemented that. And it's knowing that that safe pair of hands is there going forward. So we're not missing any opportunities that might be sitting there that I don't know about, because I know that Shaun and the team are looking at them for us.
Dan, your business is e-bikes, electric bikes, very environmentally friendly. Is that a consideration when you work with other people, other businesses?
It is. A lot of the things that we look out for, I am, in my own head, a bit of an environmentalist. It is important to me. We do love working with companies who recognise that as well and doing their own piece as well. And also the customers that we have coming in, it's important to them. So the Reese and Muller bikes that we sell, they come from a company that is hugely sustainable, wants to be the most sustainable e-bike company in the world by 2030, I think it is. So it's important that we keep on putting those messages across. So choosing, again, somebody like Randall Payne, who are pulling their own weight in that area, is massively important to us.
When the pandemic happened, we were all files, paper-based files. We moved everything to a cloud-based system. So when I turned up to the meetings for the first time, clients were looking at me, where's the files? Everything was on the laptop. We've got partners with electric vehicles. We've got staff with electric vehicles now, the charging points, thinking about solar panels. We haven't got any with e-bikes yet. So it's something we should look at. I mean, they are, as you know, cycle to work schemes. They're good for organisations, corporate deals. We've helped Dan with an article actually around the tax benefits of having bikes for your staff. And that's on the website of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, we got a blog post all about how you can buy electric bikes. You can buy them, you'll probably correct me on this, as an asset, which means that you can then reclaim the VAT on the way through. So massively valuable. And I'm really looking forward to Shaun buying 50 of them.
We've got it on record now. It's lovely to meet you both, and fantastic to hear about how you're working together.